Greetings, kings and queens. So more of what's trending for me. I'm gonna talk more about the Nzinge King situation, and as I mentioned in my last video, the campaign, the I Respect Rastafari campaign, that's a direct result of the Nzinge King situation. And what I want to say is we need to remember as black people, as the black community globally, that whatever happens to one of us happens to all of us. I'm gonna take for example like some of the things that happened in the US that led up to the Black Lives Matter movement. It's like you're not even safe if you're living in the US, and I'm sure other parts of the world. You're not safe in your home. You're not safe on the street. You're not safe anywhere. If you've been following the police killings, even in people's homes, they're not immune. I saw a video the other day. The gentleman was standing at the bus stop and he was approached by the police officers. So we need to band together against injustices and discrimination against our people. And it leads me to bring up this other topic about discrimination within our communities, amongst each other. It could be because of your color, your class, or it could be religious. So we can't just point the finger when it's another race that's discriminating against us. We also have to look internally, and look at discrimination among ourselves towards each other, and that has to be checked. We need to curb those practices. We need to show love and we need to show compassion towards each other. And it boils down again to respect. Everybody wants respect, but are we giving respect? Are we respecting each other wishes? Are we watching the words that we're saying to each other? Sometimes I have to admit that I do that sometimes. I'm not immune to that. Sometimes you just say things just without thinking, really. We just open our mouths and the first thing that comes out of it, that's what we say. We don't watch what we're saying. We don't think before we speak. And we need to check those kind of habits. So we have to clean out our own house, do our own cleaning, and getting rid of our own, garbage and things that plagues us internally as a community. So don't just look at what's happening to us, but also look at like the way how we're contributing to these some of these behaviors. And also I was talking about Rastafari TV. So I finally had the chance to go on RastafariTV.com, look at their channels, and look at a lot of the things that they're addressing in the community. Health, finance. I saw on it that the Lumi, I don't know if you all familiar as yet with the Lumi, the digital currency that's right out of Jamaica here, that's accepted in Africa. That would be another topic, because I have to gather some information, and that I'll get some from Janet Lumley, who is the one who introduced the Lumi to myself. So, but back to Rastafari TV, I encourage all of you to go and check out that platform, because what I always said to people, which is one of the reasons why I also gravitate towards things, anything that's Rastafari. Because to be realistic, Rastafari issues are issues of people, unfortunately, that are looked down on in society. So if you address issues that affects the Rastas, you're addressing issues that affect everybody socioeconomically, that are seen as poor or disadvantaged, however you want to put that. So that's why I always gravitate towards anything Rastafari. So go take the opportunity to go and check out RastafariTV.com. You'll see some educational stuff, some informational things, maybe that you can pass on to somebody else. I remember it's about uplifting each other, uplifting the race. So don't look at it that I'm not Rasta. If you're black, all of these issues affect us. And especially if we have children, all of these issues affect us, affects our children. And then for us who have children that was born overseas, like in North America, Europe, I could only speak for myself about North America, where my children were born. I had to take the effort, to try and educate them and make them aware and expose them to things that they would not normally be exposed to. So platforms like Rastafari TV is invaluable when it comes to getting certain information that you can pass on. Sometimes you just need to sow the seed. Sometimes you don't even have to go in detail. Just sow the seed in their young minds, and they will nurture it and develop it. Because sometimes we think they're not listening, but as they get older and some of these issues affect them, and then later on when they go on to become parents, and these issues affects them and affects their children, they will remember, and then they will, in their own way, and sometimes because they're born in the technological age, sometimes they're faster at getting some of these information than maybe my generation. So remember, platforms like these are crucial. So just go on there and familiarize yourself with what you're talking about, and I'm sure you'll walk away with something that's beneficial. Another thing I'm gonna talk about is what's trending now is, you know, the lockdown, this coronavirus. I'm not gonna talk about the vaccine for or against. What I'm gonna address right now is the plight of the people. So especially in Jamaica, as far as I can see, with the lockdown, it's making people more desperate. It's taking livelihood away from individuals. It's affecting people financially, and those effects, you're gonna see them financially. The poor are gonna get poorer, and in my opinion, it's gonna affect crime rates. And to be honest, I don't even think I should just talk about Jamaica. We need to talk about global crime rate, because in some areas, it's not the physical crime. It's not somebody's gonna go out and steal or rob you at gunpoint or break into your house. Just today I got a message from PayPal, because one of my method of payment is PayPal. They're disputing an invoice that was paid like a month ago. You know, so I sent the information to PayPal, proof that this person made the transaction personally. We did not touch their information, don't know their information, because they paid directly from the invoicing system online through PayPal. Because, and that's another thing, PayPal is a secure way for people to pay, because they know at the end of the day they can dispute a payment, or if something is fishy or seems fishy to them. So after I responded to PayPal, I took the time out to email the customer to find out what the problem it was, because it didn't make sense, because it was a service already rendered, and the person got the bill and then proceeded to pay. So when they responded, what they said was they got scammed a few weeks ago, and so they're just jittery. So they saw the PayPal, and off the top of their head did not recognize the name. So that triggered an alarm for them. So that's why they put in dispute. So I was saying that to say this, cybercrime is also on the rise. People are hacking people's bank accounts. They're using high-tech technology to commit crime. You know, so this virus, at the end of the day, the effects are gonna be far-reaching, as far as I can say. So it's not just gonna affect the small person. It can affect anybody, and then it also makes you more vulnerable to crime. So crime is on the increase, so more victims are gonna be affected. And then I was listening to a video the other day about how smart TVs, these smartphones, they have technology installed in them for them to listen to your conversation. I've heard it over the time. People would say, you know, as soon as they mention something on the phone, they would see it pop up on their screen, whether it's on their YouTube, you know, or their social media, like Facebook, the commercial popped up. So it was proven. I even heard in the video that it went to the court, went through the court system. But the manufacturer, the company that put these technology in to listen, they're not letting you know. And they get away with it because, do you know, when you sign up for some of these services, the long list of things you have to read, the pages and pages. So that's where those things are in. We agree to these things. We agree to be listened to without even realizing what we're agreeing to. Because who's going to read those long agreements? We all do it. I am guilty of doing that. Just click agree. And that's it. So the TVs and even our smartphone has settings where you could go in and turn off these devices that are set in our phones and our smart TV that listens to us. And what I gathered from the video was that even your personal information may be made available. You don't know who is working with these companies. You know, look how many times these big organizations, big corporations, you hear their act, your information was breached. So crime is on the rise. Cybercrime is on the rise. So it's not just about people robbing people on the street or breaking into people's houses, but you definitely is going to see more of that. That's in my opinion. You're gonna see more crime as the situation gets more dire for people who are already struggling. My problem is sometimes it's okay to, like, when you look at, say, if somebody has to feed their children, like, say, a father needs to feed his children and he goes out and he takes something, say, steal something, food, for example. But it goes too far when somebody's gonna take somebody's life. You know, if you're gonna rob somebody, rob the person, but also, you know, it's just a sad situation when people are losing their lives over material things. So some of these things, I don't know how we're gonna move past those moving forward. And back to what I was saying before with what's trending now for me with the Nzinga King situation. I'm gonna try to find out because the petition was circulating on my social media. I saw it on Facebook. I signed it and I shared it. I'm gonna find out, and I'm wondering if we go on Rastafari TV if the information would be there. I didn't get a chance to look, but I did, as I said, saw the Lumi, which I'm gonna come back and talk about when I gather my facts and my information on that, because that's economic empowerment for people, because there's supposed to be a stimulus associated with that, and with that your whole family can sign up for the Lumi. All you're gonna need is like your ID, you know, and your children, your whole family, and I think it's equivalent of $100 US. That's the stimulus that people are getting now. And the good news is there's companies now trading with the Lumi, so you can spend your Lumi dollars. I hear there's a physical currency. I've never seen it, but I've heard there is a physical dollar plus the digital currency. I'm not sure if it's called a wallet, the digital wallet. But thanks for listening, and as we go about our day, remember to show love and show compassion to the people that we interact with on a daily basis. Sometimes the people that we see every day, they're the ones that bear the brunt of our frustration or impatience or anger. You know, because sometimes we're frustrated and ready to burst at the seam, and somebody may say something and it triggers you. Let's remember to show love and compassion to the ones that's around us, who is there for us day to day, who we can lean on if we have a problem, who we can turn to in times of difficulties. And I will remind you again about discriminating amongst ourselves, discriminating our brothers and against our brothers and our sisters because they may look different, you know, different skin tone, their educational level may not be on par with yours, their background, you know, because remember, we all contribute to what makes up society day by day. We all contribute. Everybody couldn't be a lawyer, a doctor. You need people. How would you manage without the cleaner or the person that collects the garbage? You know, even say at the school or at the university, how would you operate without the person that cleans up and takes out the garbage, cooks, provide the meals at the school in the canteen, the igloo? You know, everybody serves the purpose. The man will sell the jelly at the side of the road. The lady who sell the face mask. You know, they're all important to this machine that we call society, you know, right now. So keep that in mind, and as you go about your day, remember to meditate, you know, and always live a life of gratitude. Be thankful every day, find something to be thankful for. No matter how you might perceive your situation, find something to be thankful for. And that's the tip I'm gonna leave you with today. Just live a life of gratitude. And also watch your health. Be careful what you're putting in your mouth. And again, that's why one of the things that I love about what Rastafari signifies, eating properly. Especially in communities where there is no, our countries where there is no proper health care. Try and safeguard your health by watching your diet, and just also watch the things that we think about, and also don't let people destroy your peace. And peace and love, everyone, and I will be back with more on just my thoughts, my views, and some of what's trending. Thank you. Peace and love.